Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. I am your host, Luci McMonagle. Women are recreating the rules for business, leadership, money, and they are changing the world in the process. Each week, join me for empowering messages and interviews that will inspire, motivate, and transform you. Giving a special shout out to Gordon Weary for creating the custom music that you are listening to now. Now, let's get started. Hey. This is Luci McMonagle. I'm so incredibly excited. Today, we are going to get into alignment with the Orange Cowboy, also known as Swami, or Swami, also known as the Orange Cowboy. This is going to be fabulous. Today, we're going to discover the 3 secrets to align your inner and your outer dreams and to live with more joy. So, let me tell you a little bit about our guest and then let's get started. So, Swami is a natural born shaman, a healer, a psychic medium. And in 1976, he began his professional work in meditation, adding a Vedic healing, astrology, shamanic work. And in 1990, he was recognized as a monk by his guru in the Himalayas. Let me tell you, this is going to be a really good show today. Swami was presented with the White House Alternative Medicine Commissions. He wrote the Amazon #1 bestseller, the Ayurvedic Encyclopedia, and spoke to the international medical colleges, including the Johns Hopkins. So he also offers workshops around the world and at the esteemed Lilydale. So let's give a warm welcome to Swami. Welcome to the show, Swami.
Joy, Lucy.
Wow, I'm so enamored by your ability to bring joy, to bring color, to bring brightness into the world. And, from my understanding, it's not always quite been like this for you. So can you tell me a little bit on how did you get started in this field and what did it take to get there?
Yeah, Lucy, really, it started 180 degrees in the other direction. As a child, I think it was probably around 4th grade when I began to have these dreams that were not pleasant dreams. In other words, in the dreams, my parents and I would be separated, and I would see different sets of people who said they were my parents. And the dreams over the years changed, but the theme was always, I'm not with my parents. And then in 1971, 72, my parents actually were in a car accident and they died. And I wound up, my brother and I, with different sets of parents. So it was really freaky. Who was telling me this? How did I know all this? And what good was it if I couldn't do anything about it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that definitely sounds kind of scary for being a young one. And then all of a sudden, your dreams start coming true. Ooh.
Yeah.
So how did that work out?
Well, they say that in every tragedy is an equal and greater opportunity for success, for something positive to come out of it. And for me, it was the opportunity to say, okay, who was talking to me? How did I know these things? And since I didn't have parents to be the normal son, to follow what everybody expects of you, I switched colleges and I started studying meditation. And that was everything to me suddenly, because the analogy I use, Lucy, is if it's raining out and you're getting wet, you can go stand on the porch under the awning and the rain didn't stop, but you're no longer getting wet. And for me, meditating, I suddenly went into my heart. And even though all this tragedy was going on in my world, I was finding some respite, some peace, some breathing room. And I thought, wow, if meditation can help me with this situation, it could help anybody with any situation. And so I, at that point, said, I'd like to do this and help other people. And that was the turning point for me.
Wow, that's a huge turning point. And to be able to take the tragedy and turn it into, I want to help other people because I'm finding peace. And losing one parent is traumatic, absolutely traumatic. But losing them both unexpectedly is beyond traumatic. And being able to take tools really allowed you to become the person you are now, which is powerful. When your workshops are going on and people are getting the results, it's absolutely phenomenal. So can you tell us a little bit on what is the value of having the gifts that you have? You mentioned that you had these gifts and you started doing meditation, you started finding some healing practice.
Right.
But what is the value? Did you find out who is talking to you? Did you find out how you can utilize this to help people?
Well, yeah, that was when things turned around because initially I didn't think this was a gift. But as I learned meditation and yoga, and then later on, I learned ayurvedic medicine
Uh-huh.
and more recently, energy medicine. And I started to see that I can actually help people. Then, when my intuitions, my mediumship gifts, when spirit would talk to me, I would sort of initially sneak it in. Like I would show somebody their chart and I'd say, your astrology chart shows ABC. But the chart, technically, if you went to school, it doesn't show you that. But I saw the energy patterns. So only more recently did I start to stand out and say, I do have these gifts and look what I can do to help you. Because the gifts, I was in the Amazon rainforest, Lucy. It's an amazing experience. I got a scholarship to go out there with the Pachamama Alliance a few years back.
Wow.
And oh boy, it was amazing. And the shamans there told me that I was a natural born shaman and healer. And during a ceremony, spirit just came down in front of me and blew in my heart, and my life changed. And I said, oh, I could do this for people. And I came home and started experimenting on distance learning with Skype and things like that, and the folks in my town. And I started helping people instantly feel better. And that was just, wow, that was amazing. So between instant healing and connecting with people come to my property, we go on shamanic tours and they connect with spirit and align themselves that way. And then with the mediumship and the channeling where messages come in for people, how they can heal, how they can have a better family life. If they have a career that is helping people, how they can actually make more money helping more people. So it's now it's, as I said, 180 degrees. It's so rewarding. And I get so much joy helping people. I can't think of anything better to do.
Wow. Wow. And today we're finally realizing that the mediums, the healers, the helpers of the world are able to fully come out into the world, and they're starting to go into the business world. They're starting to actually reach beyond what used to be in the 90s was kind of taboo.
Right. Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
oh, and I was going to say, and it's become so enlightening for individuals to really start looking at the astrology. And your a Vedic astrology is so fine-tuned. It's almost like a mathematical equation. And you combine that with the energy reading of the mediumship, and you've got the blueprint for success right there for your clients.
That's it. Yeah. If we can align with spirit, alignment simply means if it's cold out, put on a coat. Be aligned with nature. So that's would be the analogy for spiritual alignment, for career alignment, and that just means listen to your heart, touch your heart, follow your heart. When you follow your heart, everything falls into place.
Yes, that's true. That's so true. And a lot of times when we're following our heart, we're going to get the ability to become more strengthened. And a lot of people think, oh, I was following my heart, but it just wasn't meant to be. That's not true. That is so not true. If you have challenges following your heart, and I'm asking you, Swami,
Yeah.
if you would confirm or deny this. You can disagree, but if you follow your heart, you hit those challenges. Does that help build your strength so that you'll have more resolve? Or how does that work? Because so many people, they're starting to finally follow their heart, and they're going against the societal belief systems, and they're going against what they grew up with.
Right. This is a really great question, Lucy. How does this concept of following your heart, what is the step-by-step mechanics of how does it unfold in our lives? And of course, everybody will have slightly different takes, but ultimately, it's okay. It's going to sound funny, and I'll give an example. If we start to follow our heart and somebody or something puts a block there, and we say, oh, see, so it's not working out. It's not that it's not working out, it's that we just stopped feeling in our heart and we went up to our brains to see, well, did I do something right or wrong? And so we have to exercise our brain to focus on the heart. It's like a brain muscle. And there's all sorts of things, neuro-linguistic programming and EEG brain waves. There's many ways you can exercise your brain to not get in the way. The brain is great. Logic is great. Rationality is great. We have to give, our society has been mostly logic brain, scientific brain, to the near complete exclusion of our intuitive creative brain. And so that's really what we're doing. We're trying to restore the balance between the two. So if we follow our hearts, the best thing to do is look for mentors or like-minded or like-hearted friends so that you have a support group, and that makes it a lot easier.
Yes, absolutely. That is so incredibly important. For me, when I was hanging out with individuals who understood what I did, they had gifts themselves, but they were negative derived and they were naysayers. So if you could only go so far on the spiritual realm, and then all of a sudden they'd like pull you down.
Yeah.
And when I started hanging out with other individuals who I could say, I have these intuitive gifts and I help people, and then being able to open with people and be truly honest, even though I'm very left-brained in most areas, when I opened up to my right brain, my creativity, I wrote a book and it's going to be published soon. And not only just writing the book, but I was able to go on this phenomenal journey of inner self joy, inner self love, and allowing my heart and my mind, both of them, to be in congruency.
The thing is that when we first realize who we are, what our heart says, and we share it with others, would love to be a singer or whatever. That's great. And here's what happens when people don't agree or see that. It doesn't mean there's a block. It just means don't listen to other people, because nobody knows what's in our hearts but us.
That's true.
And find other people who are trying to listen to their hearts and trying to live their dreams. So you have somebody who does understand you and you support one another. And life just becomes magical. You've already succeeded because your life is more joyful, more magical, and the path is just growth in that type of a pattern of creativity, of joy, and a lot less of the doubts and the negatives and the fears and things like that.
Exactly. So can you tell us a little bit on, you mentioned that you went and seen a Pachamami and you had these gifts since you were younger and you've moved into this. Can you tell us how you became a shaman?
Well, the shamans in Ecuador told me that I was born that way, and a healer, both from birth. And so what happened was I came back and I always loved being in nature. I moved up here into the dairy lands. I have woods and cow farm pastures and uh, beautiful, beautiful. And I feel so good. I just look out the window. I'm in a park and I step on my porch. I'm in nature. So I always knew that was where I fit best. Now that they confirmed that for me, then I started to experiment and I started talking more with the spirits of the land. I started talking more with the animals on the land, and just letting that once I understood that it was a natural born gift, that I didn't have to learn anything externally, Lucy, this was the key. I said, okay, if it's natural to me, then let me see my authentic and unique message that spirit wants me to share. So I was less feeling self-conscious about what I said. So if somebody says, I've never seen that in a book, it says, of course not. I haven't written that book yet. I am just as a medium, as a channel, they're guiding me to just open my mouth and then they speak through me. And so that's the vulnerable, frightening, and enjoyable, exciting thing every step of the way now. Is my goal is to share all the new information, because Spirit has said that as 2012, we crossed the line where we've made a decision as a planet not to destroy the planet. Mm-hmm. And it's the first time ever. So if we're not going to destroy the planet, all this teaching, generations of how to protect yourself, will go thrown out the window. We don't need that anymore. It's now dogma. So what is it we need now? We need to understand how to build an age of celebration, an age of enlightenment. And there are no books on that because we've never had that age. And only people who are developing their intuition, which everybody can do. Yes. And many people are waking up to it, much to their horror. What's happening? How did I know that? Then we just say, okay, speak through me. Let me be the channel, the tube to help other people validate their growth and develop new careers, new businesses, win-win situations, helping the earth. Triple bottom line, people, planet, and profit, all at the same time.
Exactly. Wow. That is so phenomenal. And do you have any certain tips? You just mentioned that sometimes people are waking up and to their horror, all of a sudden they've got all of their abilities. And there's more and more individuals who are not just waking up to it, but recognizing it.
Right.
They've always had it, but now they're recognizing it. They're becoming aware of it.
Right.
And do you have any tips or suggestions for those individuals? Something that might soothe them, that might help them to really focus in on their heart and not be so terrified with realizing that they have these unique, fabulous gifts that they're bringing into the world?
Sure. There's a number of very simple things that anyone and everyone can do. First is listening to shows like yours, Lucy, where you're getting validation. You're seeing people who've gone down that path before you. Secondly is find people in your neighborhood. Go to the health food store, go to the local metaphysical shop or the yoga center or the Tai Chi center or whatever that is. And feel with your heart. Who do you feel connected to? Who do you feel like you've known forever? And share your dreams and start to collect a community of people, of like-hearted, like-minded souls. Eat healthier foods, because the body really is a temple. And above all, I think, love yourself more, honor yourself, respect yourself, your heart. I'm a pretty good person. I'm okay just as I am. I don't have to do anything to prove anything before people say I'm good enough. I'm good enough. That's probably the core right there.
Wow. Wow. And Swami, you also have a Tibetan bowl sound bath MP3 that will help individuals to get more into that soothing, more comfortable spot. Can you tell us a little bit about this incredible gift?
Absolutely. Just to say hi and thank you for to all of you who listen to Lucy. And if you go to my website, orangecowboy.com, right at the top under the picture, you'll see you can click on and download an MP3 of me channeling music that I've played on Tibetan bowls. And the way they're made, they're designed, each bowl is for a different chakra, and the sounds are just beyond this world. Recently, I was just teaching at the Great Mediumship School, Lilydale in New York, and I was teaching them my instant meditation. And after about an hour and a half, I said, okay, you deserve a little break. And I played the bowls for them live. And they said, oh, it was so good. It let everything that I was learning sink into my heart. It resonates, those sounds, those vibrations, they're otherworldly, and they just allow you to get out of that rational mind for a little while. That mind will always be there. So it's okay to take a vacation from it once in a while.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. The time has passed so quickly.
Wow.
Since we first started this wonderful conversation to bring your light into the world and to empower the entrepreneurs and the people who are creating the impact on the world. And they can go to your website, which is orangecowboy.com. And I just love that. I really love that. And they can get a hold of the Tibetan meditation bowls sound bath.
Right.
And they can find out more about you and about your workshops and your speeches and where you're going to be, what events are happening, how you can empower them and help them. Is that correct?
All the above. You got it right.
Fabulous. Swami, this has been so enlightening. This has been fabulous. I love the way that you really are helping individuals understand it. If this is a natural gift,
right,
then there's nothing else I need to learn.
Right.
And
just let it out. The gift is inside of us. Let it out. Unwrap it and say, joy, joy, joy.
Exactly. Joy, joy, joy. So I love that. And I really love that when people say, well, I never read that in a book. I haven't written it yet. I love that. Is the perfect. I'm going to borrow that from you when people say that.
They say, wait, it's coming out in a couple of months.
Yes, exactly. So I will be definitely getting this sound bath. I love Tibetan singing bowls. If anybody who's listening to this has not heard Tibetan singing bowls, it is like angels singing. It is otherworldly. So please go to the website orangecowboy.com and get your MP3 meditation of the Tibetan bowl sound bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show, Swami. And is there any, thank you. Is there any last tips you would like to say to the audience as our farewell?
Keep smiling, because even if you fake it, the brain starts to secrete happy hormones and you become happy.
That's so true. Yes. Smile more because your body will naturally create your happy hormones.
Right.
I like that. So thank you. And I want to thank my audience. I want to thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. Thank you for your fabulous comments that you've been placing on our Facebook page. Thank you for liking our Facebook page at facebook.com/Wealthy Wednesday show. And thank you for sending me comments about who else you would like, what topics you're interested in. And thank you for contacting me on Facebook and letting me know how much you love and appreciate the Wealthy Wednesday show and all of the guests. So until next time, abundant blessings. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, a mentor for conscious women entrepreneurs, helping them create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. I would love to extend to you a free gift
And all you need to do is go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcmonagle.com to get your free gift. So until next time, abundant blessings.